Welcome to Master of Pain, an intense emotional journey of love, loyalty, and dangerous choices. This is the audiobook edition, adapted for broader audiences. While the full novel contains explicit adult content, this version has been carefully toned down to focus on the raw passion, suspense, and heart at the center of Dante and Ethan's story. For more intense scenes, check out the book on Amazon, ebook or paperback. It's free on Kindle Unlimited too. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. This audiobook is original content and the intellectual property of the author, Holly Myers. No part of this recording may be copied, reposted, or redistributed without express permission from the author. Unauthorized use is strictly prohibited. This is Master of Pain. Let's begin. Chapter 1. Ethan. The hot coffee scalding my throat reminds me that I'm not invincible. I'm running on 2 hours of sleep over the last 72 hours and a thermos of ramen, and until this moment I was pretty sure I could go on forever. The burning down my throat and tongue causes me to yelp and choke. I nearly drop my tablet and the lidless coffee cup as I flinch and shudder in response. Fuck, I hiss and nearly stumble into a group of fellow students. A few of them mumble in annoyance and I turn around, trying to avoid conflict with them at all costs, even though that means not being able to get to the table with free water that could soothe my aching throat. I settle myself and swallow, which only makes my throat feel worse, but thankfully it wasn't a large swallow. Taking a few breaths of the cool late October air eases most of the pain. I glance around at the crowd gathered in the Valmont College courtyard, looking for a familiar mess of red hair and sweetpants. I can't find my best friend Veronica in the crowd and don't see anyone else I particularly want to chat with. With a sigh I turn around, planning to head back inside the small coffee shop and get a lid for my coffee like I should have done to begin with. Obviously, I'm not thinking as clearly as I thought I was. In fact, with each step I take, the more tired I feel. It's like I'm dragging my feet and my brain on the sidewalk underneath them. I don't realize that my eyes are slowly closing until I suddenly face plant directly into someone muscular and tall. Motherfucker. A low, masculine voice growls at the same time as I stumble backward and hot coffee sloshes down my hand. I gasp and drop the cup on the damp ground, my hand clenching with pain as my eyes spring up to his face. What the fuck is wrong with you? My heart slams against my ribs as I realize I've spilled my coffee all over the dark-haired tattooed man who's glaring down at me. Luckily, I don't seem to have burned him because he's wearing a zipped-up leather jacket that's dripping with my coffee, but at least it protected his skin. Damn, I'm sorry, but before I can get the words out, he's unzipping and pulling off his jacket in a huff. You should watch where you're going, he tells me. His voice is low and it sends a shiver down my spine. I can't tell if it's from fear or something else entirely. My throat is already hoarse from being burned and now it's even tighter with the tension of this moment. Are you alright? I managed to choke out. Did I only spill it on your jacket? As I'm looking at him, taking in his piercing blue eyes and dark shaggy hair, I realize who he is. Dante Romano. I don't know very much about him, but I do know he only shows up to school a third of the time, but has yet to be kicked out. People seem simultaneously afraid of him and tired of him. I've never had the chance to interact with him beyond seeing him from a distance on campus, and frankly, I've been fine with that. Until now. Dante's expression shifts from what I can only assume is anger to something I'm not sure of. His brow is furrowed, but his eyes drift down my body, all the way to my pristine tennis shoes, and then back up to my face. Something about the way he eyes me is predatory, and even though I should be offended, my stomach muscles tighten. What the fuck was that? I ignore it because the only explanation is too much for me to handle right now. Dante leads me into the small local coffee shop where 4 other people are waiting in line. I stop when we get to the end of the line, but Dante keeps walking. I look around for a moment, noticing the people in front of me giving Dante dirty looks. Come on, Dante motions, looking at me with even more annoyance. I'm caught between social etiquette and not wanting to upset him further. Sorry, I mumble to the person in front of me, then follow Dante to the front of the line. Hey, the woman at the front of the line complains, but as soon as her gaze lands on Dante, recognition crosses her face. Oh. You need to wait your turn, sir, the barista, Rachel, who I know is new, says with a frown. It's fine. He can go first, the woman at the front of the line insists as she takes a step back. The tension in the room is only growing thicker, but something about it feels exciting. Cutting the line with Dante Romano. It's silly, really. But I don't stop it. What do you want? Dante asks me. I clear my throat. 1 medium coffee with oat milk and 2 pumps vanilla. I'm not sure if I'm telling him or Rachel, but either way she nods and taps it into the order screen. Large coffee, black, Dante orders. I can't help the way my face crunches in disgust, but I quickly try to hide it as he looks at me, making my expression as neutral as possible. Dante pays for the order and leads me to the other side of the small cafe to stand at the to-go counter. His leather jacket is slung over one of his arms. "Why are you doing this?" I ask him. "You make it sound like I'm holding you hostage," Dante replies. I take a deep breath and shake my head. "Look, if you're trying to mess with me, I can handle it, but we both have places to be and I don't need to owe you any favors." Dante raises an eyebrow. "Oh me. I spilled coffee on you and you're buying me another. We're 2 for 0 now," I explain as I pull out my phone. "Give me your number so I can send you $100 for the dry cleaning and we'll call it even." His expression falls. "I don't need your money," he tells me. "And if you owed me a favor, you'd know it." "Well, I don't. I can't read minds, but I know you're not exactly Mr. Goody Two-Shoes." Instead, Dante smirks faintly. "Maybe one day you'll figure out how to make it up to me." Blank. My head goes blank. Fire invades my face and every single other part of my body. The other barista sets our coffees on the counter. I see it from the corner of my vision, but I can't move or speak. At least not until Dante chuckles darkly and breaks our eye contact to grab his coffee. I swallow the saliva that's pooled in my mouth and snap myself out of it. Whatever it is. "Not interested," I tell him and grab my coffee. "In me or dudes?" he asks. "I have a girlfriend," I inform him. Dante opens his coffee and grabs a few packets of self-serve sugar. That's not an answer. I take a step back. "Thanks for the coffee, but I have things to do." I turn around, expecting Dante to stop me from leaving, but he doesn't. Every time I sip my coffee I think of him, down to the very last drop. There are moments where I'm focused on the event and people around me, moments where I'm being spoken to, and I briefly forget that I spilled coffee on Dante Romano and he humiliated me, bought me a new coffee, and then left me more confused than ever. The majority of the time, however, I'm thinking about it. And trying not to. "Dude, what's going on?" Nathan asks. I forgot that he's standing next to me. I blink and shake my head, shoving my free hand into my jeans pocket. "Nothing, I'm just exhausted," I tell him. It's true. My eyes are burning from how tired I am, and I'm sure my face doesn't hide it. Obviously. "Need another coffee?" Nathan suggests. My heart shoots into my throat. No. Nah. I'm going home after this and crashing. I'm finding it difficult to pretend to be casual, but why am I pretending? Why am I lying to Nathan? We've been friends since middle school. Our families frequently call us by each other's names to be funny. I've always been honest with him. I'm being honest. What happened with Dante is meaningless. Inconsequential. It's not related to anything I'm feeling right now, so there's no reason to mention it. I repeat this in my head a few times. However, my thighs are tense and those piercing blue eyes are burned into my mind. What the fuck is happening to me? Alright, why don't I head back with you? I gotta get some homework done and your Wi-Fi is better than the dorms. Nathan takes my empty coffee cup from my hand and tosses it in the nearby trash can. Thanks. Yeah, you can come over. I'm hanging with Lena later, though, I tell him. We're already walking away from the event as it's likely going to last until the evening and neither of us are interested in sticking around that long. College-hosted events without alcohol or PTA. Not exactly our scene. I'm the last one to be making out at a party, but there's certainly an appeal to being able to if I want. "You still haven't gone all the way with her?" Nathan asks. I roll my eyes. "We've gone pretty far, just not all the way," I remind him. "Not that it matters." "Of course it matters. She's Lena Muzzo." He draws out her name like she's a Hollywood celebrity. "Why do you even care, man?" I ask him as I lead him to my car. Nathan laughs a big boisterous laugh as he tries to open the passenger side door of my Jeep, but I haven't unlocked it yet. "You need to relax, man. Being with Lena could be good for you." I unlock the car and Nathan gets in before I do. My brow is furrowed in irritation as I get in the driver's side and shove my key in the ignition. When I look over at him he's grinning at me, clearly amused by my annoyance. I put my seatbelt on and wait for him to as well. "Shut up."
Chapter 2. Dante. Ever since that dork ran into me with his coffee, I haven't been able to stop thinking about him. I'd been ready to tear into him for not paying attention before I heard his voice, that polite, slightly nervous tone. It's intriguing, but even more so is the way his eyes flared with irritation when he stood up to me. And the way his neck and face went pink when I teased him, yeah, that reaction stuck with me. I need to know who he is. He knows who I am, that much was obvious, but I don't know anything about him. Aside from the fact that his soft green eyes will, look incredible staring up at me. Of course, today is the day I attempt to focus on homework. If I don't at least get a passing grade, I'll get kicked out of school and my family will have my ass. All the work I do for them, and they still want me sitting through lectures so I can manage the business better. As far as I'm concerned, all I need to do that is a gym membership and a steady supply of bullets. I lose focus entirely on my work and slam the textbook closed before shoving it aside. Forget this. There's gotta be some kind of party going on tonight that I can crash. I'm not part of any of the frats, pansy little show-offs, but they throw decent enough parties, and some of them even buy booze that's not half bad. Plus, there's always somebody desperate for attention. Normally, that's fun enough for me. But tonight? Tonight it's not the usual crowd I'm interested in. No, the clumsy blonde with manners is the one I can't get off my mind. He didn't give me a last name, but that's no trouble. A little searching through channels I probably shouldn't have access to, along with some photos, and I know within 15 minutes exactly who he is. Ethan Moore. The lanky biology major with a spotless record. One thing leads to another until I'm scrolling through his social media. It's all pristine, pictures of sunsets, neat homework shots, mugs of tea. His girlfriend is always at his side, smiling wide. His smiles are smaller, but warm. No wild party pics, no late-night chaos, no public displays that suggest anything less than clean cut. To most people, he looks like the perfect straight-A gentleman with a steady girlfriend. But I don't buy it. Especially not after the way he blushed and practically tripped over himself around me. A guy like him is either hiding something or about to snap under the weight of all that perfection. The rainbow ally flag in his bio makes me snort. Yeah, right, I mutter. I should know better than to waste time on someone like him. Someone who couldn't possibly understand my life. Someone who probably couldn't admit what he wants, even if it's right in front of him. Still, I can't shake the thought that he felt it too. And when I picture him with that girlfriend of his, my hands curl into fists. No. He's not hers. Not any more than he's mine. Don't give me that look. I did the job like I was told, I snap at my older brother, Marco. He's wearing that same expression our father uses when he thinks I've screwed up, brows low, mouth curled down, eyes calm but disappointed. You shot him in the knee with his daughter in the room, Marco says. I got the money, I remind him. Yes, but who knows if he'll work with us again? He huffs. I growl under my breath. So what? He wasn't going to deal with us again anyway, not after what happened with April. How do you know that, Dante? You act like you know everything, but you don't. You've got a lot to learn before you could take my place, Marco berates me, stepping closer and pointing a finger in my face. I swat his hand away. Get your hand out of my face. When he does it again, I grab his wrist and squeeze hard. Marco might be older, but he's smaller than me. Kramer wasn't going to deal with us again. You slept with his wife, Marco. All summer. He caught you both, and now he doesn't want to pay up. That partnership was dead the second you couldn't keep it in your pants. Marco glares, but I hold his wrist tighter. I got the money he owed us while you sat here wondering if April's gonna stay married to him or come running back to you, I tell him. So what if I scared a 9-year-old? Nobody cared when they killed our ma in front of me at 5 years old. She'll get over it. I shove his hand away and step back. Marco rubs his wrist, then straightens his shirt. Fine. Your cut will be in your account by tomorrow. Don't forget the meeting Friday. Yeah, I'll be there. I grab my leather jacket from the hooks by the front door of the Romano mansion. Where are you going? Marco asks. I got things to do, I say. If anyone needs me, I'll be at the campus library. Library? Since when do you read? Marco teases. Since your jokes, I snap back as I push out the door. I don't need to see him to know he's smiling. I know Ethan will be at the library tonight, just like I know his schedule through the week. That kind of information shouldn't be this easy to find. The library's the best place to accidentally bump into him. We're in completely different majors, different years, we'd never cross paths otherwise. As I make my way inside, I realize this might be the first time I've actually been in here aside from picking up books at the start of the year. It's after dinner, so the place isn't empty, but it's quiet enough that every shuffle of paper or whisper carries. And when I walk through, I can feel eyes on me. Then I spot him. Ethan. He's sitting at a small table near the back, tucked between tall bookcases. His bright blonde hair makes him easy to find, even under the dim overhead lights. I adjust my bag over my shoulder and head that way. My heavy boots hit the carpet with dull thuds that sound louder than anything else in the room. Just as I reach the table, Ethan looks up, uninterested at first, until recognition hits. "What?" he says slowly. "Dante?" I take a step to the side, like I wasn't walking straight at him. "Well, hey there, pretty boy." I smirk. His face flushes almost instantly. Hi," he replies, sitting up straighter. "Do you need the table?" I raise a brow. "You know, because it's closer to a plug," he explains, motioning to the wall outlet where his laptop cord is plugged in. "Right, yeah. You mind?" I ask, already sliding into the chair across from him. "No, there's room," he says, shifting his things closer. I swear I can see his pulse quicken in his neck. "Yeah. Ethan, right?" I ask, locking eyes with him and refusing to look away. He licks his lips nervously. "Yup. Ethan Moore." "Yeah, I know." I smirk at him and to myself. For a moment, he just stares, then looks back down at his work, as if debating whether to keep talking to me or focus on his notes. I unzip my bag and pull out a notebook, pretending to settle in. The air between us is already thick, and I can't help but notice the way his fingers turn his pencil slowly between them. And wonder what else those hands could do.
Chapter 3. Ethan. Dante Romano is sitting across from me in the library. Not across the room, and not even across from me at a long table, but within arm's distance at a small two-person desk. His dark hair looks even more inky in the dim lighting, and his piercing blue eyes seem to brighten as he stares at me. I can't help but notice the way his long fingers move as he unzips his backpack, the tattoos on his knuckles shifting with every motion. Why am I thinking about his hands? I force myself to focus on my essay, but then I spot something dangling from his bag. "The tag's still on your bag," I tell him. Dante glances down, finally noticing the paper tag. "Oh. Must have forgotten," he mutters, tearing it off. The plastic loop remains, but he tosses the tag back inside and sets his things down. Forgetting to remove the tag, ripping it instead of cutting it, both things I'd never do. Just like the knuckle tattoos and shaggy hair. Yet, paired with his designer jeans, leather jacket and polished boots, I know it's intentional. Right. Well, there's a plug free like I mentioned. I motion toward the outlet and return my attention to my laptop. I've tried not to think about him since we ran into each other days ago, but now that he's right in front of me, concentrating feels impossible. "You're a business major, right?" I ask quietly. "BizAd," he says casually. "Business administration," I repeat, nodding. I don't know why I'm talking to him instead of focusing. But neither of us looks away. "Your biology?" he asks, leaning in slightly. Strands of hair fall across his forehead, framing his face. Saliva pools in my mouth. My stomach feels hot. I've never felt like this before. "Biochemistry," I correct. "Marine biology was my first choice, but it's not as lucrative here." "Marine biology. So sharks and whales." I laugh softly. That's simplifying it, but sure. It's all marine life, how they function, evolve, survive. It's fascinating. Just speaking about it makes my chest feel lighter. "That sounds more interesting than biochemistry," Dante says with a smirk. His gaze doesn't waver. He leans closer, placing a hand near my notebook, and it makes me feel like his full attention is locked on me alone. "Do you even know what biochemistry is?" I ask. "Not really." "Why don't you tell me?" His voice is smooth, low. And it sends a shiver through me. I explain as simply as I can how it's the study of living matter at a microscopic level, how DNA and disease interact, how vaccines are studied. He doesn't seem to fully understand, but he listens intently. "You're passionate," he says. His voice is like bourbon, warm, sharp, and heavy. "It's cute." Heat rises in my face. My throat feels tight. His fingers brush against my hand, making me drop my pencil. My breath catches. "Why are you here, Dante?" "Really?" I ask, staring at his hand covering mine. His hands are rougher, larger. He smirks. "I think you know why I'm here." My heart pounds. I manage to pull my hand away. "What do you want from me?" "Oh, look at you, red as a cherry," Dante teases. He grabs my hand again, firmer this time. "What do you want, Ethan?" "Nothing," I choke out. "I want to focus on my work." I lean back, trying to make distance. He chuckles darkly. "Even the best students need a break sometimes." My face grows hotter. My chest feels tight. I tell myself it's nothing, it's just a reaction to stress, to nerves. Not attraction. Definitely not. "If that were true, you'd be a much better student," I snap, shoving my things into my bag. "Oh, where are you going?" Dante asks, standing when I do. "Thought we were having a nice little chat." "Leave me alone," I say, forcing confidence I don't feel. "I have a girlfriend. Even if I didn't, I wouldn't be interested. Take the bad boy flirting somewhere else." The words feel like dragging a mountain out of me, but once they're spoken, I breathe a little easier. "You'll think of me later," Dante says, almost amused. He doesn't follow me as I leave the library, but the tension stays coiled inside me. I need to talk to someone. 30 minutes later, I'm at Nathan's dorm. My body's calmed, but my head is spinning. "What's up?" "Thought you were hanging with Lena tonight," he asks, opening the door. "I am." Later. I stopped at the library first, and Nathan smirks. "Getting work in before she distracts you." "Not exactly," I sigh. "That's not why I'm here." "Then why are you here?" "Want coffee?" He gestures at the pot on the dresser. "No, I'll be up all night," I say, waving him off. I sit on the edge of his bed while he sinks into his beanbag. "I ran into Dante Romano," I admit. "Literally." I spilled coffee all over him, and instead of decking me, he bought me a new one. Nathan raises a brow. "Dante Romano? Why didn't you tell me? Was that why you were so distracted at the event?" "Yeah. That, and exhaustion," I admit. "He bought you coffee. Weird." I'm surprised he didn't just scare you off. "That's not what's bothering me." He flirted with me." Nathan blinks. "Flirted with you?" "Yeah," I mutter. My ears burn. Nathan laughs lightly. "That's nothing. Everyone knows he flirts with half the campus. He's a playboy." "He flirts with everyone?" I ask. My stomach twists at the thought. "Basically. That's probably the least weird thing about him." I tell him about tonight, how Dante sat across from me, asked me questions, got too close. How he didn't even bring a laptop. "Dude is hot for you," Nathan snickers. "No, he's..." "It's weird," I protest. "You told him you have a girlfriend, right?" "Of course I did," I snap. "Then he'll move on." "He's trouble anyway," Nathan shrugs. "What if he doesn't?" I ask quietly. Nathan eyes me. "Do you want him to?" "Yes." Of course," I mumble. "I'm not gay." "Okay. Then what's the problem?" "You told him no." "It's done," Nathan says. I look at my lap. There was just something else. I don't know if it made me uncomfortable. Nathan pauses. "Then how did it make you feel?" "I don't know. I'm confused," I admit. He leans forward. "Whatever's going on, I'm here. If you think you might be. Buy your pan or whatever, I've got your back." My face burns. "I'm not. I'm just confused and tired." Nathan shrugs. "Okay. But if you were into guys, Dante's the worst option long term. He's trouble. Just saying." "Shut up," I grumble, standing quickly. He blinks, but lets it drop. Later that night, I go to Lena's dorm. "Hi, baby." She greets, pulling me into her arms. I smile, holding her tighter than usual. "I'm really happy to see you," I whisper. We kiss, soft and warm, before settling onto her lavesiate under string lights. She looks cozy in pajama shorts and an oversized t-shirt, her curly hair in a bun. She's adorable. We study for a while, but my mind drifts. The dim light reminds me of the library, of Dante sitting across from me. I shake it off and try to focus on Lena. Eventually she climbs onto my lap, playful and smiling. "I think we both could use some stress relief," she teases. Her weight against me, her lips brushing mine, it should feel like everything I want. My body reacts, but faintly, like an echo. My chest tightens. I try to kiss her back, to focus, but every move feels forced. My shoulders tense. She pauses, pulling back to study my face. What's wrong? Nothing, I lie. You're stiff and holding your breath, Ethan, she says gently, sliding off my lap. Something's up. I'm just nervous, I insist. You're always nervous, she says, voice careful. Since we've been together, you haven't shown much interest. Not really. Shame floods me. It's only been a few months, I mumble. True. But it usually doesn't take months for that part of a relationship to show. I flinch. She softens. I'm not shaming you. I just want honesty. I'm sorry, I whisper. It's fine. We're under a lot of pressure, she sighs. But Ethan, have you heard of asexuality? My heart skips. Yeah. I don't admit I've looked it up more than once. Maybe it's something to explore. It might explain things. Guilt gnaws at me. I start packing my bag. You don't need to leave, Lena says quickly. I should go, I mutter. Don't run away. I pause at the door. I don't think I'm asexual. All right. It's okay either way, she says softly. I like you, Ethan. We'll figure it out if we both want to. I do. It's true. The idea of losing her hurts. But so does the thought of more. On the drive home, her words echo. Asexuality. I've wondered before. Then I met her and thought maybe not. But now I'm not sure. What I felt in the library, Dante's eyes locked on mine, his fingers brushing my hand, that sparked more inside me than anything Lena's done. I try to tell myself it was fear. But the truth. When Lena was on top of me tonight, I froze. I wasn't aroused. I was afraid. Afraid of what it means if this isn't who I thought I was.
Chapter 4. Dante. Lena Muzzo, the perfect match for Ethan Moore, at least on paper. At first, I barely thought of her, focusing only on digging into Ethan's life. But the more I watch, the more I wonder how serious their relationship really is. From what I've seen, I'm not even sure you can call it one. It isn't easy watching them. They rarely go out together, usually sticking to each other's dorms or apartments. But today, they're sitting in a diner on campus, and I've planted myself in a booth at the back, angled just right to see them. Hi, I'm Jenna and I'll be serving you today. Can I get you anything to drink? My waitress asks with more energy than anyone should have at 8 in the morning. Coffee. Black. She comes and goes, unnoticed by me. My eyes stay locked on the couple across the room. Ethan is holding Lena's hand across the table. They both have coffee, but only Ethan has food in front of him. They look tired, but content. My jaw tightens when Lena strokes his hand with her thumb, smiling at him like he's the only person alive. She hasn't done anything to me. We've barely spoken over the years. But now, she has something I want. Someone I want. I sip my coffee, tearing my gaze away for just long enough to remind myself I could have anyone I want. Guys line up for me. One call, and I wouldn't be alone tonight. So why am I obsessed with Ethan? Those green eyes that don't quite hide what's underneath. That neatly combed blonde hair, begging to be messed up. Before I know it, I'm zoning out, lost in fantasies. In my mind, his skin tastes sweet, caught between my teeth. I imagine marking him, leaving no doubt that he belongs to me. The thought of power over him burns through me like fire. Sir, are you going to order food? Jenna's voice snaps me back. No. I snap before catching myself. My expression startles her, her smile faltering. All right. More coffee, then. Here's your bill. She hurries away. I mutter an apology, realizing I've let my temper show. When I glance back, Lena is sliding her foot along Ethan's leg. But Ethan barely reacts. He smiles, talks, holds her hand, but doesn't lean in or return the gesture. A smirk tugs at my lips. I remember how red his face turned in the library when I brushed his hand. The way his breath caught. That spark was real. And then, I see an opportunity. Ethan excuses himself for the bathroom, leaving Lena alone. I drop a 50 on the table, slide out of the booth, and stroll toward her. She's focused on her phone when I slide into Ethan's spot. So, I looked up the reservation and, she looks up mid-sentence, and her words die. Dante? I lean back, folding my arms. Hello, sweetheart. Her brows knit. What do you want? That's a loaded question. I lean forward. What do you want? What do you mean? What do you want from Ethan? Because I'm pretty sure you're not going to get it. Her eyes flash. What exactly do you know about Ethan? Probably more than you, I say smoothly. Not true, not yet. But enough to rattle her. She scoffs. I didn't even know you two knew each other. There are things you see when you're paying attention, I reply. Whatever you're implying, I can handle it. I chuckle. Sure. Couples keep secrets. But this isn't just a little secret. Then what is it? She presses, voice low. I lean in close. Keep seeing Ethan, and more than your feelings could get hurt. Her eyes sharpen. Is that a threat? I shrug. You're smart. You know who I am. Who my family is. Figure it out. The bathroom door swings. I don't wait to see who it is. I stand, walking out just as Ethan returns to the table. We agree then. Contessa's wedding takes precedence, my Aunt Tanya insists. My father stands by the fireplace with a whiskey in hand, as usual. Over anything else at the moment, he corrects. If something vital comes up, we discuss postponing. Absolutely not, Tanya snaps. It's one day. The most important day of my daughter's life. And may I remind you, this marriage is vital to our family. The marriage, yes. The wedding, not so much, my father sighs. I lean against the doorframe. If it were up to you, they'd have eloped at the courthouse yesterday. Both of them glare at me. My cousin Contessa sits silently beside her mother. Tessa, my father says gently, beckoning her over. You know you're special to me. My only niece. Likely the closest I'll have to a grandchild for some time. His eyes flick toward me and Marco. If I rolled my eyes any harder, they'd fall out. Contessa nods softly. I won't postpone your wedding unless it's life or death, he says. She nods again. I sigh loudly. Why am I even here? Because I need my best here to reassure her the day will go as planned, my father says. I stare. Didn't you just say the wedding means nothing to you? He clears his throat. I was speaking too harshly. Of course I care. Right. I smirk. Tess, let's hit the kitchen while they figure this out. She hesitates, then follows me. Marco leaves too, muttering about dealers. In the kitchen, Contessa busies herself making tea. Her shoulders drop, her voice steadies. At least it wasn't about blood and guns. Blood and guns are the best part, I grin. She shakes her head. I don't know how you can live with it. I don't just live with it. I do it, I remind her. The only reason you don't is because of who you're marrying. She frowns. I know. We're all messed up, Tess. You, me, all of us. We just cope differently. She smiles faintly. I don't hate the family. But I want to do something different. Then do it. Use the system to your benefit, I say firmly. Don't let them push you around. Speak up. Or they'll walk all over you. She admits, I'm scared. I get it. But you've got allies? Lena, Pepper, they're tough. They'd help you. So, what do you want? The kettle whistles. She pours tea. I want to teach art. Elementary school art. I nod. You could. Remind them it's a good cover. It wouldn't be a cover. They don't need to know that. She studies me. What about you? What do you want? This was about you, Tess, I deflect. She laughs. Are you ever going to settle down? You're covering that for me. You're marrying at 19, I point out. It's not just family. I love Yvette, she insists. If I didn't want this, I wouldn't do it. Really? I ask. Really? She says firmly. Well, congrats, I guess. She smirks. Enough about me. Any guys you're serious about? I roll my eyes. Maybe. Oh, I know that look, she teases. Careful, I warn. She laughs. Just tell me. Ethan, I say simply. Should I know him? No. He's younger. Studies biochemistry. We ran into each other. And you remembered the word biochemistry? Impressive. She chuckles. So? Serious? Interested isn't strong enough, I admit. I can't stop thinking about him. And I know he's interested too, even if he won't admit it. What are you going to do? I look away, picturing Ethan's flushed face in the library. Make him mine. Ethan is one of the most dedicated students I've ever seen. Up early, in the library or coffee shop when he's not in class. Always helping professors. Always ahead. To everyone else, he's polite, smiling faintly, but never really engaging. Except with Nathan Grenander. I'm watching them now, sitting in my car outside a cafe. They've been side by side for 3 hours, laptops open. They laugh, talk, share notes. Why does Ethan look more at ease with Nathan than with Lena? Jealousy burns hot in my chest. I know I'm stalking him. And I don't care. Through the glass, I imagine what it would be like to drag Ethan aside, to make him look at me with the same ease he shows Nathan. To feel him tense under my hands, to know his breath hitches because of me. The thought makes me clench the steering wheel. A car horn outside jolts me back. My phone buzzes on the seat, family business pulling me away again. I start the car, but my eyes linger one last time on Ethan through the cafe window.
Chapter 5. Ethan. I know, Mom, I promise you'll see me in December. I just can't promise it will be on Christmas, I say as I hold my phone to my ear with one hand and tap a pencil on my desk with the other. My mother sighs on the other end. I can picture her disappointment without even seeing her face. I don't understand why, Ethan, she insists. Your father and I already agreed we'll pay for your plane tickets and you can stay in the guest room. I switch the phone to my left ear because the ride is getting sore. The cost isn't the issue, I swear. I looked up all possible flights, and the only way I won't have a 7-hour layover is if I leave 2 days after winter break starts and stay there the entire time, I remind her. I've already told her this twice. Why is that a problem? I know you don't want to spend every waking moment with us, but you could visit some old friends, too, she says. I want to spend some time with Lena before I come back home, I explain. Lena doesn't have a good relationship with her family, so she's staying on campus for the first week of break and then spending Christmas with her best friend. Poor thing. I've wanted to meet that girl for months. Why don't you bring her with you? She asks. It would be the first time you've brought home a girl since high school. I know you're focused on your studies, but I was starting to get worried for a few years. My chest tightens. Worried? About what? You know, worried about you being all alone so far from home. I know Nathan is there, but nothing can replace having a sweetheart. She launches into the familiar story about meeting my father in college, and I let her ramble, relieved the subject is off me. When the call ends, I try to focus on studying again, but my brain feels like it's moving through mud. Between Lena's questions and Dante's shadow looming in my head, concentrating is impossible. Lena and I haven't spoken about the whole asexuality thing since that night. She's patient, almost too patient. Her touches have been soft, chaste. She's waiting for me to bring it up again. She's perfect. My parents would love her. I could even invite her home with me. She'd probably say yes. So why don't I want to? The thought eats at me until a knock at my apartment door pulls me out of my spiral. When I open it, Lena stands there, cheeks pink from the cold. I was going to the movies, but everyone cancelled. I thought I'd rather be with you. We settle on the couch, order Chinese takeout, and put on one of her favorite movies. But something feels off. She's quieter than usual. Is everything okay? I ask. She hesitates. Finally, she sighs. Dante Romano came up to me at the diner the other day. While you were in the bathroom. My blood runs cold. What? What did he want? I'm not really sure. But I think he threatened me. My hands curl into fists. Threatened her. He said if I kept seeing you, more than just my feelings would get hurt. I feel heat rising in my chest. That doesn't make any sense. He's probably just messing with you. Because of me. Lena shakes her head. You turning him down probably bruised his ego. Why didn't you tell me he bothered you, too? I shrug. I told Nathan. Then. I just tried to forget about it. I'm going to talk to him, I say firmly. No, Ethan. Her hand finds mine, grounding me. He's dangerous. Don't give him more power by feeding into whatever game he's playing. Her words calm me, but only slightly. We shift the conversation toward winter break, my mom wanting Lena to visit, but it circles back to the heavy question neither of us wants to ask. Do you want to be with me like that? Lena asks gently. My chest locks up. My throat feels tight. The words won't come. She squeezes my hand. Do you need more time? I nod. The night blurs after that. Dinner. Her falling asleep beside me. My mind buzzing with questions I can't answer. The next morning, instead of studying, I find myself parked on campus, waiting. Watching. Dante's car pulls up a deep crimson beast worth more than 20 of mine combined. He leans against it, lighting a cigarette, looking like he owns the world. My pulse races. I force myself out of my car and head toward him. Finally, he says, like he's been expecting me. You want to smoke? He offers, holding the cigarette out to me. For a split second, I almost take it. Almost. Don't mess with me, I manage, though my voice cracks. He smirks. I can do a lot more than mess with you. My jaw tightens. Lena told me you threatened her. I don't care what your problem is with me, but leave her out of it. He tilts his head, exhaling smoke in my direction. I could. But the real question is. Can you? What are you even talking about? It makes sense, he says lowly. You just don't want it to. I want you to stay away from us. Dante's smirk widens. Tell me, Ethan. Is it all girls that don't spark anything in you, or just her? I freeze, staring at him. Thought so. His voice drops to a growl. You can lie to her. You can lie to yourself. But you can't lie to me. I step closer, fists clenched. You don't know anything about me. Oh, I know enough. His eyes burn into mine. And sooner or later, you're going to stop pretending. Because I can see it all over you. He steps close enough that I can smell the mix of clove and smoke on him. My chest pounds, my mind foggy. In your dreams, I force out, backing away before anyone can see. But even as I walk off, his words stick like glue.
Chapter 6. Dante. I can still feel Ethan squirming in my hand, his pulse racing under my palm. Going to class afterward is pointless, I can't focus on a single word the professor says. All I can think about is the look in Ethan's eyes, the sound of his little whimper. Pathetic. Perfect. Addicting. For a moment, I'd worried I was wrong about him, that maybe I was chasing shadows, projecting what I wanted to see. That he was just another boring straight boy, out of reach. But no. The way he looked at me, the way he trembled, he knows. Even if he can't admit it yet. The pull I feel toward him is so strong it hurts. I've never experienced anything like it. Like a wild animal chasing prey, but not to kill. To claim. To consume. I want him. I need him. Mr. Romano, we need to talk about your grades, Professor Wilcom calls out as I'm about to leave my last class of the day. Can that wait? I ask flatly. Her eyes narrow. I've waited long enough. I know your family is important in this town, but that doesn't mean you get special privileges from me. I sigh, stepping back inside. Am I passing? Yes. Barely, she says. But you could do much better. If you complete 3 extra credit assignments and put effort into your final exam, your grade will rise significantly. I glance at the papers in her hand. Significantly? An 85%. That's the difference between scraping by and succeeding. I glare at her, and she visibly swallows, taking a step back. I let her see just enough of the darkness in my eyes to remind her who she's talking to. Fine, I say, snatching the papers. Whether I do them is another question. School isn't what keeps me up at night. Neither are the Grievans, though their threats against my family grow louder every week. No, the thing consuming me is Ethan. Always Ethan. Later, I deliver one of my father's letters directly to Callum Grievan. I find him in the park, surrounded by guards, pretending to birdwatch. Here to make a deal? Callum sneers. You wish, I reply coolly, handing him the envelope. He smirks, but when he flashes the handle of a gun beneath his coat, I only roll my eyes. You're gonna shoot me in broad daylight? Convince them I struck first? He doesn't answer. His smirk falters when I nod toward 3 of my own men watching nearby. I would have come alone, but Pops insisted, I tell him, leaning in close. You're awfully cocky for a 70-year-old man who needs a gun to feel safe. I drop the letter in his lap and walk away, feeling his stare burn into my back. Days pass. I catch glimpses of Ethan from afar, at the coffee shop, with Lena, with Nathan. He laughs with them, touches them so easily. But then I see the cracks. The way his eyes flick away. The way his smile falters when he thinks no one notices. He's lying to himself. And I can't take it anymore. So I wait for him outside his apartment complex, parked in the back. When his car finally pulls in, I step out. You, I say. His eyes widen. Dante, what the hell are you? Do you have any idea what you've done to me? I cut him off, stepping closer. His grip tightens on his bag. I've done nothing. I ran into you, spilled coffee, and you've been stalking me ever since. Wrong, I growl. You've invaded my head. I can't stop thinking about you. Your face. Your voice. The way you look at me. Why, you're crazy, he stammers, but doesn't step back when I brush my fingers against his lips. I want you, Ethan. You don't even know me. Oh, shut up. You can pretend all you want, but I see it. Your pulse, your face turning pink, the way your eyes drop to my mouth. It's not how you look at Lena. His hands clutch my shirt. He's trembling, but not pulling away. I don't know what you think you see, he whispers. I see the truth, I murmur, hand at his jaw, feeling the frantic beat of his pulse. And I need you. The air between us crackles. My chest heaves. For a heartbeat, I hesitate, wondering if it's all in my head. Then Ethan kisses me. His lips crash against mine, desperate and messy. I grab him, pulling him hard against my chest, lifting him until he's on his toes. His taste, his warmth, it's everything I've been starving for. And then, just as suddenly, he tears away, gasping. You can't do that. He shouts. I didn't, you kissed me. You're messing with my head, he accuses, eyes wild. Anger spikes through me. Yeah, you tell yourself that. You drive me insane, Ethan? 1 second I want to pin you against the car, the next I want to put you through a wall. Stay away from me. He spits, then bolts inside, leaving me alone in the cold. I touch my lips, still burning with the memory of him. And I know I won't stop.
Chapter 7. Ethan, I can't breathe. I can't think. Everything is fuzzy, hot, aching. My whole body feels like it's burning up from my head all the way down to my feet. And the worst part, I can't deny what it means. All of this. From just one kiss. One kiss. I kissed Dante Romano. He approached me in the parking lot, but I was the one who closed the space. I can't even say he kissed me and I couldn't get away. That's not the truth. Oh God. Oh, no. I paced back and forth at the end of my bed as I tried desperately to calm myself down. I sit down on the edge of the mattress and drop my head into my hands. In and out. Breathe in and out. I repeat this over and over, but my heart is still racing, my chest still tight. My tongue darts along my lips. I taste Dante's cigarettes and black coffee. And I like it. I want more. I can't lie to myself any longer. My eyes burn with tears and my stomach aches. I feel something for Dante. Even if it's just attraction, it's stronger than anything I've ever felt before. Stronger than what I felt with Lena. I can't face it head on right now. I can't think about what happened in that parking lot without falling apart. So I do the only thing I can. I crawl under the covers and close my eyes, wishing the heat in my body would just fade away. I'm so screwed, I whisper into the dark. After 2 days of anxiety and avoiding Lena, Nathan, and everyone else, I'm faced with reality. I can't ignore what happened anymore. Every time I let my mind wander back to Dante, my head dissolves into useless chaos. But I can't keep lying, not to myself, not to Lena. She deserves the truth. I text her asking to meet, and she suggests coming to my apartment since her roommate is in. The moment she knocks on my door, my chest feels like it's going to collapse in on itself. I open it and see her smile, small and concerned. "Ethan, I'm sorry we couldn't meet at my place. I thought Kelly was staying out later," she says. I shake my head quickly. "It's fine. Come in." She takes her shoes and coat off while I stand awkwardly, then follow her to the couch. The air is thick, too heavy for the usual comfort food and movies to fix. "So, what do you want to talk about?" she asks gently. My stomach twists. "It's about what we discussed the other night." "Oh," she says with a small smile, though I can see the nerves in her eyes. I swallow hard. "Lena, you're kind, beautiful. One of the smartest people I know. You're my best friend." My throat tightens. "But I can't be what you need." Her expression falters. "This isn't ending with me meeting your parents in December, is it?" I shake my head, fighting back the sting in my eyes. "You deserve someone who can give you everything: love, support, the kind of connection you really want. And I can't give you that." She grabs my arm, her voice trembling. "Is this about intimacy? I told you I was willing to work things out." "Yes and no." My chest hurts. "Lena, I kissed a guy." The words hang between us like a bomb that's just gone off. She stares at me for a long moment before finally whispering, "You're saying you're gay?" I flinch. I don't know. But I felt something with him. Something real. Something I've never felt before. Tears fall down my face before I can stop them. Lena squeezes my hands. Her own eyes glisten. "I hate losing you as a boyfriend, Ethan. But I think I knew, deep down. I didn't want to admit it." "I'm sorry," I whisper. "I never wanted to hurt you." She nods slowly, breathing shaky. "I know. And honestly, as much as this hurts, I'm relieved too. We were forcing something that wasn't right." We both sit in silence, holding onto each other's hands as if they're the only things keeping us steady. Eventually, she pulls back and stands. "I think I need some time." I nod. "I'll wait for you to text me." Before leaving, she hugs me tight. "I love you." "I love you too," I whisper, knowing we both mean it in a different way now. Halloween afternoon, I drag myself to Nathan's dorm. The halls are buzzing with students in costumes, but I'm too drained to care. Nathan lets me in, already half dressed as a zombie. "You look like hell, man," he says bluntly. I sit heavily on his chair. "I broke up with Lena." He whistles low. "Damn. What happened?" I hesitate, then force the words out. "I think I like guys." He blinks, then nods slowly. "Oh. Is that why you two never?" "You know." My face burns. "Apparently." His brow lifts. "So. This is about Dante." My throat tightens. "Yeah. I kissed him." Nathan nearly chokes. "You what?" I bury my face in my hands. "It just happened. And now I don't know who I am anymore." Nathan puts a hand on my back. "You're you. That's all that matters. You don't have to figure everything out today." I groan into my palms. "I broke Lena's heart." "She'll be okay," Nathan says gently. "But what about you? You're clearly tearing yourself apart." I don't answer. I can't. Because I don't know how. All I know is that everything has changed. And Dante Romano is at the center of it.
Chapter 8, Dante. Between dealing with my family and the push to put more effort into school, it feels like it's been weeks since I've seen Ethan. Every time I think about running into him, cornering him, and claiming him all for myself, some dumb thing comes up and I'm pulled away. Tessa's wedding is coming up in a month, and the entire family is scrambling to make sure nothing gets in the way of it, or that her wedding doesn't get in the way of something else. Not to mention, ever since I delivered my father's message to Callum Grieven, things have been tense. "What's been going on with you lately?" Marco asks me. We're standing in line to pick up pizza before our stakeout of the Grievens' warehouses. Two bodyguards idle in the background, pretending to read takeout menus and keeping an eye on the small shop. I shove my hands into the pockets of my leather jacket and shrug. "Nothin'." "Right. I know when you're not at the top of your game, and you've been distracted," he accuses. "Got doubts about Tessa's marriage?" I scoff. "What? Tess? Why would I have doubts about that?" I ask, genuinely confused. "Fair enough," Marco agrees. "That's not the only thing going on, though." "You don't think?" I ask as I pull out of the lot. Marco chuckles. "I know you, and I know when you're not getting any attention. So what's up with that?" "Are you getting any?" I ask him. Absolutely. Just last night, in fact, he replies with no shame. You want the details? Of whatever poor soul you bored. I'm good. Shut up, Marco hisses. What? Are you switching things up now? You don't know what I'm interested in, Marco snaps. He leans his head back against the seat. Redheads, I reply. It's kinda weird and a little egotistical, but I'm not judging. Fine, but if this gets back to Dad, I'll know it's you, I remind him. Marco puts his hands up, balancing the pizza box on his lap. I won't tell him anything. There's a guy, I start. Always, he butts in. I growl under my breath. Shut up and let me talk. He's 2 grades under me. We ran into each other a couple months ago and I haven't been able to stop thinking about him since. Damn, strung up good, huh? How many times have you actually seen him? My hands tighten on the wheel. Not enough. Wow. What's so special about this guy? He asks with a laugh. I don't know. Ethan is just different. I've never wanted anyone like this before, I admit. I've been following him, watching him, trying to figure him out. Not the last couple weeks, because things have been so hectic, but before that. Stalking and not even getting paid for it, that's not like you, Marco snickers. You're going to get yourself in trouble. Not if you keep your mouth shut, I remind him. I don't mean that kind of trouble, he insists. I mean, my baby brother might actually want to settle down. I shake my head. Ethan won't even admit to himself how he feels. This is a closeted guy? Damn. I wouldn't think you'd give him the time of day once you figured that out. I hold a stack of photos in my hand, and the top one instantly has my complete attention. It's a shot of Ethan walking into the coffee shop on campus. They know about whatever's going on between you, Marco comments. I nearly crush the pictures in my hand before letting them fall to my lap. No kidding, I growl. They're threatening him. Motherfuckers. If Ethan gets back in that car, he's in danger, I tell Marco flatly. I spot him in the dim lighting of the parking lot, carrying a coffee cup and his messenger bag. He's just a few feet from his car. Don't. I try to tell him. Don't open the door. It's too late. Suddenly, it's like everything around me disappears. I can see nothing but Ethan and feel nothing but my heart pounding. I collide with his body, forcing both of us away from the car as fast and as hard as I can, practically dragging him with me. Just as the second beep rings in my ears, I tackle Ethan to the ground, wrapping my arms around him and shielding his head. Dante! Ethan gasps. At the same moment, there's a third beep, and then the roar of exploding metal behind us. Heat flares up my back and pain stings across my legs and neck. I curl my body around Ethan more forcefully as several more pops of fire ring out. Ethan, I whisper. Ethan, are you okay? Before I can hear his reply, everything goes dark.
Chapter 9 Ethan. It all happened so fast. 1 second, I'm reaching for my car door. The next, Dante is screaming my name. Then the world detonates. His body slams into mine, and we crash to the pavement so hard the breath explodes out of my chest. His arms cage my head, his weight covers me completely, and then the sound tears through the air louder than anything I've ever heard, a sound that doesn't just reach my ears, but rattles inside my bones. The heat comes next. A wall of fire. Sparks burst across the inside of my eyelids. The ground itself feels like it's shaking, or maybe it's just me. I can't tell. I try to scream, but the sound is drowned out by the roar of the explosion. For a moment, I go numb. Then I hear him. Ethan, are you okay? His voice is muffled, weak. He's still on top of me, but his body goes slack, and suddenly all I can feel is the terrifying weight of him not moving. Dante. My fingers clutch at his jacket, shaking him, trying to pull him back. Panic cuts through the numbness, sharper than glass. Dante. Another voice, rougher, familiar in some strange way, shouts his name too. Heavy footsteps pound closer. Dante's weight is lifted off me, and I gasp as air rushes back into my lungs. The fire illuminates everything. My car is gone. Pieces of twisted metal scatter across the lot, flames chewing through what's left of the driver's seat. The exact spot where I would have been sitting. If it weren't for Dante, I'd be. I can't even finish the thought. Is he breathing? I choke out. He'd better be, the other man snaps, dropping down beside us. His face comes into view, red hair, sharp jaw, the same eyes as Dante. I blink. His brother. Marco, he growls at Dante, shaking him once. Dante jolts awake with a ragged gasp. His chest heaves, his hand fists in my shirt as if making sure I'm still there. Relief slams into me so hard it almost knocks me flat again. "You're okay," I whisper, pressing a hand to his chest. "I'm fine," he rasps back, though his voice is hoarse and there's blood at the corner of his mouth. "We're leaving." Sirens wail in the distance. Marco curses under his breath and runs toward the flashing lights, already intercepting the police. Dante grabs my wrist, dragging me to my feet. "Come on." "But you're bleeding later," he snaps, already pulling me toward a black car idling at the edge of the lot. His grip is firm, almost desperate. I stumble after him, my legs shaky, my chest heaving. My heart feels like it's going to crack open. "Get in the car." I hesitate, glancing at Marco as he talks to the officers. "Shouldn't we get in the car, Ethan?" The bite in his voice makes me flinch, but it also sends a shiver down my spine that I can't explain. I slide into the passenger seat. He slams the door, peels out of the lot, and the sirens fade behind us. The ride is a blur of speed and silence. Dante's knuckles are wide on the wheel, blood dripping from a cut across his neck. His jaw is set so hard it looks painful. My hands won't stop trembling. I grip the seatbelt, pressing it tight against my chest, as if it can hold me together. Who did this?" I finally ask. His eyes flick toward me, stormy and unreadable. "You don't want to know." "Yes, I do. I was the one they tried to kill." His lips press into a hard line. "All that matters is keeping you alive." That's not an answer. But the finality in his voice kills any chance of pushing further. So I sit there, trembling, watching the city lights smear past the window, trying to process the fact that I'm still breathing. That if Dante hadn't been there, I'd be nothing but ash and bone. And through the haze of fear, something else pulses hot and overwhelming inside me. Need. The safe house looks ordinary. A small two-story suburban home, quiet, with a porch swing faintly in the night breeze. The kind of place no one would look twice at. Dante gets me inside quickly, locks the door behind us, and flicks on a lamp. The warm glow fills the bland little living room. It should feel safe. But my heart still pounds like a war drum. "You're bleeding," I whisper again, reaching up. My fingers brush against the cut on his neck. He catches my hand, holds it there. His eyes meet mine, and I can't look away. For the first time, I let myself see the storm in them, blue flecked with gold, burning with something fierce and unguarded. I swallow hard. "Why did you do it?" "What?" His voice is rough. "Throw yourself at me. Cover me. You could have died." His jaw clenches. "I don't know. All I know is, I'd do it again." My chest twists so tightly it hurts. Tears well up before I can stop them. "I'm scared," I admit. My voice cracks. "God, I could have died. And all I can think about is you." For a second, he just stares at me. Then his hand slides from my wrist to my cheek. His thumb brushes away a tear. "You're alive," he says, voice low, rough. "That's all that matters." Something in me breaks. Or maybe it finally opens. "I broke up with Lena," I whisper. His eyes flicker with surprise. "I couldn't stop thinking about you. About that kiss. About how it felt." I lean closer, forehead almost against his. "And now, after everything, all I want is you close to me." The space between us disappears. His lips brush mine, tentative for the briefest heartbeat, and then it's fire, just as consuming as the explosion that nearly killed me. I clutch at his jacket, pulling him closer. His hands grip my waist, grounding me, claiming me. The kiss is desperate, messy, aching with everything I can't put into words. Fear. Relief. Longing. Need. He pulls back just enough to rasp against my lips. "If it's too much, you tell me." One word and I stop. The gentleness in that promise undoes me. "I don't want you to stop," I whisper. My voice trembles, but the truth in it is steady. "I want you." His forehead presses to mine. His breath is hot against my skin. "You're mine, Ethan," he growls, low and certain. I shiver. My whole body is trembling, but not from fear anymore. "I'm yours," I breathe. And then there's nothing but his mouth on mine again, his hands anchoring me as the world outside falls away. The couch creaks beneath us. Heat builds, need coils tight, and every nerve in my body feels alive in a way it never has before. I don't know how long the moment stretches, only that eventually, thought fades into sensation and sensation into surrender. The night swallows us whole.
Chapter 10. Dante. I wake in the middle of the night with Ethan curled against me. At some point, I'd carried him upstairs so we could sleep in a real bed, not collapsed on the couch. He's stretched out now, wrapped in the sheets, his hair a mess and his lips parted in soft, uneven breaths. I can't help but stare. His neck, his collarbone, marked by me. Evidence that he's mine. That thought cuts both ways. Satisfaction hums in my chest, but beneath it is fear, a sharp, gnawing fear of losing him. The idea of it makes my stomach twist. I must have dozed off again, because the next thing I feel is warmth brushing my neck. A sting pulls me further awake. Ethan? My voice is rough, half asleep. What are you? Shh, he interrupts gently. His voice is soft, but steady. If you won't go to the hospital, at least let me clean your wounds. The warm cloth dabs against my skin, careful, deliberate. It's nothing, I mumble. I've had worse. I can tell. His fingers trace scars along my side, old reminders of past fights. I shiver under his touch. The room is dim, curtains pulled, but I can feel the first hints of dawn behind them. Did you mean it? Ethan whispers suddenly. My brows furrow. Mean what? That I'm yours. I roll onto my side to face him. His eyes are searching mine, uncertain, almost afraid of the answer. Yes, I tell him. The word is quiet, but it carries every ounce of truth I have. Something flickers across his face, relief, maybe. Fear, too. He sets the cloth aside and slides closer, just a few inches between us now. We barely know each other, he says. Then tell me about yourself. I close the gap, wrap an arm around him, pull him closer until his hand presses against my chest. This is new. I don't even know where to start, he admits. His eyes are glassy, his lips trembling. You're scared? I whisper. He swallows hard. Of everything. Of what this means about me. About you? My family. Yours. What does it mean about you? I ask, though I already know. I need to hear him say it. His lips quiver. That, I'm gay. I kiss him, soft but certain. Forget what anyone else thinks. How do you feel when I kiss you? His answer comes as another kiss, longer, deeper, shaking but full of truth. His arms wrap around my neck. So good, he breathes against my mouth. Ever felt this before? He shakes his head. How does being gay feel right now? I murmur, rushing kisses along his jaw. He exhales sharply, presses tighter against me. Free. The word anchors itself inside me. He's terrified, but he's still here. Still choosing me. We lie there until sleep pulls him back under, and I let myself follow. For once, I let the world go. Just him. Just this. By morning, the quiet feels almost fragile. So you hate horror movies, but you're basically living in one? Ethan teases as we move around the kitchen. He leans against the counter while I stir butter into a pot of noodles. My life's more like a soap opera, I mutter. And I don't hate horror. I just don't need fake thrills when I get the real thing every day. Ethan smiles faintly. That's most people. Let me guess. You like that stuff? He rolls his eyes. Not really. Lena did, though. Her name makes my jaw tighten, but I keep cooking. He studies me, then asks quietly, Dante, would you really have hurt Lena? I set the spoon down, meet his eyes. I never threatened to hurt her. I said she'd get hurt, by you. Not me. His face flushes pink, but he doesn't let it go. Did you want to? My jaw flexes. Don't ask questions you don't want answers to. But he just steps closer. I'm serious. I hand him a plate, sighing. Yeah. I wanted to. Sometimes I can't think straight. I want to strangle anyone who gets between me and what's mine. But I'm not a monster, Ethan. If it isn't for a job, I usually let it go. He swallows, pale but steady. Thank you for being honest. I study him, waiting for fear, for rejection. But he just sits across from me and eats. That's when I realize, he's stronger than I gave him credit for. Later, over empty plates, Ethan asks, "Tell me about your family." I laugh without humor. Where do I start? He tilts his head. Are you really Mafia? It's not like the movies, I explain. There are families across the city, all fighting for control. The Romanos just happen to be the strongest. My grandfather made sure of it. He absorbs this quietly, chewing slowly, eyes thoughtful. How did you know about the car bomb? I didn't, I admit. I guessed. And I wasn't about to risk being wrong. My voice lowers, the anger still raw. If you'd gotten hurt. His hand brushes mine. I'm okay. You saved me. At the last second. But you did, he says firmly. And I feel free. Scared, but free. I squeeze his hand. I won't let anyone hurt you. That evening, I take him to the family estate. The house is lit with a low golden glow, music echoing through the halls. My cousin Contessa and her fiancée, Yvette, are about to pledge themselves in the ritual of loyalty. Ethan's hand brushes mine as we enter, his nervousness obvious. The ceremony unfolds in silence and shadows. The dagger. The blood. The vow in Italian. I watch Ethan more than the ritual itself, the pale cast of his face, the way his shoulders tense. But he doesn't bolt. He stays. That matters more than anything. When it ends, people begin to murmur and drift apart. Ethan excuses himself, shaken. I follow, only to be intercepted by my father. His disapproval is sharp, his words cutting. But I stand my ground. Ethan is worth it, I snap, before leaving him behind. I find Ethan in the garden, moonlight silvering his hair. He's wrapped in one of my blankets, shoulders hunched. Are you okay? I ask. He glances at me, eyes still wide. That was a lot. You liked it a little, didn't you? I tease. His blush answers for him. I tilt his chin up, forcing his gaze to mine. Tell me. You're so damn bossy, he mutters, but he doesn't pull away. Say you don't like it, and I'll stop. Silence. Instead, his hands clutch my shirt. The tension between us sparks hotter than any flame. My father, my family, the blood ritual, none of it matters in this moment. Just Ethan, trembling but still standing in front of me. You scare me, he whispers. But you also make me feel alive. I kiss him hard, stealing his breath, pouring everything I can't say into him. When I pull back, he's flushed, lips swollen, eyes dazed. I want you upstairs, I murmur against his mouth. Third door on the left. My room. Wait for me there. He hesitates, then nods, still breathless. I kiss him once more, softer this time, before I let him go.
Chapter 11. Ethan. After Dante disappears inside, I make my way up as well. The parlor hums with chatter now that the ritual has ended, but the images are still lodged in my mind. His cousin kneeling, her fiancé beside her, both repeating Dante's father's words. And the blood. I shudder at the memory. The sharp cut, the crimson, the way it was sealed in the most intimate of ways. Some part of me recoils, but another part, the one I don't want to admit to, can't stop replaying it. I force myself upstairs, to the room Dante told me to wait in. Inside, the air is thick with him. Tobacco, leather, warmth. His bed is a deep ocean of silk sheets and blue pillows, the kind of luxury I've only ever seen in magazines. His bookcase surprises me, mysteries, histories, journals. I run my fingers over the spines, imagining him reading. I've never seen him with a book, but the thought of it, Dante in glasses, sprawled across this bed, makes me blush. Eventually, I climb under the covers. The silk clings cool against my skin, too soft, too rich. My nerves twist, my body restless. The ritual flashes again in my head, blending with the memory of Dante's mouth on mine, his hands pinning me down. My chest tightens with guilt and heat all at once. Just sleep, I tell myself, burying my face in the pillow. But sleep comes only as exhaustion finally wins. I wake in darkness, breath sharp in my throat. A warm hand slides across my stomach, pulling me back into a solid chest. "Sorry, baby. You alright?" Dante's voice rumbles low against my ear. I nod, though my hands tremble. "I don't know. The last few days. It's been a lot." "I know." He holds me tighter. My face presses into his bare chest, his heartbeat steady beneath my cheek. His warmth floods through me, steadying the chaos in my head. "What's on your mind, puppy?" The nickname both soothes and stirs me. My fingers curl against his skin, tracing muscles I can barely see in the moonlight. "I feel like this is moving so fast," I whisper. "You. Your family. All of it. And how I feel about you already, it scares me." "Is that bad?" he asks softly, brushing a kiss over my hair. "I don't know," I admit. "I'm scared of getting hurt. Scared of how much I like it too. I feel guilty." "You just need time." My throat tightens. I feel like I don't have time. To come out. To figure out who I am. To tell anyone the truth. Dante tilts my chin up, his eyes catching the slice of moonlight through the curtains. "You have all the time you need. Anyone tries to push you, I'll deal with them. You hear me?" His promise makes my heart pound, my whole body buzzing. I nod, swallowing hard. "But boy," he whispers, kissing me gently. The softness of it surprises me more than his strength ever has. His hand frames my jaw, his thumb brushing my cheek. "All that matters right now is that you want me, right?" "Yes," I breathe, the word tumbling out of me. His chuckle vibrates against my chest. "Good." He kisses me again, longer this time, and I sink into it. The world fades until there's nothing but his mouth on mine, his hand at my waist, his body pressed close. When we part, I'm trembling. "Now I'm awake," I whisper with a shaky laugh. "Then stay awake with me," he murmurs, sliding his hand along my back. The silence stretches warm between us, broken only by the sound of our breaths. I press my face into his neck, inhaling him. "Tell me about you," he says suddenly. I laugh softly against his skin. "What don't you already know from stalking me?" His hand lands sharply against me, playful but commanding. "Sassy boy." A startled gasp escapes me, and he grins against my hair. "See. I like hearing your voice. Tell me more." My face burns, but I do as he asks. I tell him small, stupid things about the books I read, the silly movies I secretly enjoy. He teases, spurs me on, his touches punctuating my confessions. Each word peels me open a little more, even as my nerves coil tighter. At some point, the teasing shifts. His kisses deepen. His touches linger. His whispers turn hungry. "God." He growls against my mouth after I call him one. "No. I'm the demon who haunts people. And you." His lips crash back onto mine. "You're the angel who fell right into my lap." My laugh breaks into a shaky moan. "Angel. I thought I was a puppy." "You're both," he answers, voice rough. "You're mine." The rest unravels in heat and closeness, his weight pressing me into the silk sheets, his hands exploring, his mouth stealing every breath. My head spins, my body alive in ways I never knew possible. And when the moment burns too hot to hold, the world blurs away.
Chapter 12. Dante. It doesn't matter that it's 3 or 4 in the morning. What matters is the boy lying beneath me. Ethan's body is sprawled across my bed, the sheets tangled at his waist, the faint glow of moonlight brushing over his pale skin. His cheeks are flushed, his breathing uneven, and all I can think is how perfect he looks. Mine. I slide a hand down his back, feeling the warmth of him, the way his muscles tense then relax beneath my touch. He shivers, and the sound that escapes him makes my chest tighten with something raw and hungry. "Fuck, you're beautiful," I growl low, unable to help myself. He buries his face into the pillow, embarrassed and wanting at the same time. That mixture, innocence tangled with need, sets me on fire. My mouth finds his skin and I mark him slowly, deliberately. Every bite, every kiss, every scrape of my teeth is a promise, "You're mine." Ethan gasps, half moan, half plea, and his body arches into me. The sound fuels me more than anything else ever has. And I lose myself. Not in the way I usually do, chasing my own pleasure, but in him. In the way he trembles. In the way he clutches the sheets, then me. In the way he whispers my name like a prayer and a curse at once. The rest blurs into heat and rhythm and surrender. There's nothing in the world but the two of us, burning, unraveling, falling. I don't think about control, or pride, or anything except giving him more. Until the tension breaks, until the air itself is shattered with sound and breath and the crash of something that feels like it could undo me. And then, silence. The kind of silence that only comes after chaos, heavy and holy. I collapse over him, my chest pressed to his back, my forehead buried against his shoulder. We're both shaking, gasping, drenched in sweat, but I've never felt calmer. Never felt more certain. Mine, I whisper into his skin. He doesn't argue. He just reaches back, catches my hand, and laces his fingers through mine. Later, Ethan sits cross-legged on my bed, damp hair falling into his eyes, a towel draped around his waist. He brushes it back absent-mindedly as he talks, his voice softer than usual, the walls between us lowered for once. There's something in every genre of music that I like, he says, smiling faintly as he fiddles with his phone. Even country. I hum, but truth be told, I'm barely listening. Not because I don't care, but because I can't stop staring at him. At the marks I left on his neck. At the warmth in his expression. At the way he doesn't realize how badly I'm already addicted to him. Did you hear me? He laughs when I don't answer. Or are you just ogling me? I smirk. Both. He blushes, mutters something under his breath, and the sight nearly breaks me. When he asks about my music, I admit quietly, classical. I grew up with it. Like Mozart? He presses. I nod. Mozart. Vivaldi. My mother liked Reichardt. The name slips out before I can stop it. A memory hits hard, her sewing by the window, me sitting on her lap, the sound of her voice soft over the music. The ache in my chest comes sudden and sharp. I turn away, swallowing it down. Her name was Caroline, I manage, voice rough. She was into that stuff. Ethan doesn't push. His hand rests on my shoulder for just a second, quiet and steady, and somehow that's worse than words. I can't say more. Not yet. So I escape into the shower until the weight of it eases. When I come back out, he's still here. Still in my room. Something about that steadies me. We dress, talk, laugh about coffee and breakfast. He confesses he's not ready to be seen publicly with me yet, and though it stings, I let it go. I tell him I understand. Because I do. But when he hesitates about whether he's mine or not, when he stumbles over words like boyfriend, I can't take it anymore. So I ask. Plain and direct. Ethan, will you be my boyfriend? The way his face lights up is better than any answer. Yes, he says, before kissing me like it's the first kiss that ever mattered. And for once in my life, I feel something almost too pure to believe. The coffee shop is warm and bright compared to the early morning chill outside. Ethan only eats a muffin, and I have to bite back the urge to order him 3 more. He promises to eat lunch instead, and when I tell him to send me a picture as proof, he blushes so hard I nearly laugh. It's dangerous how easy it is to want to kiss him. So I do. I drag him down the sidewalk, out of sight, and pin him against a brick wall. His lips crash into mine, soft and fierce all at once, and for a few stolen minutes, there's no one else in the world. Just him. Just us. Until someone ruins it. Seriously? A voice jeers. I turn, my body instinctively blocking Ethan's, and find Victor, one of the Grieven boys, grinning like he thinks he's untouchable. The insults he spits don't matter. What matters is the way he says Ethan's name. The way he dares. My knuckles split against his jaw before I can think twice. His blood hits the pavement, and he stumbles away cursing, eyes wide with fear. I don't regret it. Not for a second. But when I turn back, Ethan's staring at me with wide eyes. Not grateful. Not proud. Just uncertain. You scared of me? I ask, voice low, tighter than I mean it to be. No, he says quickly, but his hands shake, and he looks away. It's just a lot. I need to get to class. I let him go, even though everything in me screams to hold on. And as I walk to my own class, knuckles stinging, chest burning, I can't stop thinking about the look in his eyes. Not fear. Not exactly. Something worse, Something that makes me wonder if I'm the one who's going to ruin this.
Chapter 13. Ethan. The first thing I notice when I sit down in class, still rattled from earlier, is the faint ache lingering through my body. I shift in my seat and open my laptop, but it's hard to focus. The soreness is distracting reminders of how Dante claimed me last night, how raw and overwhelming it was. My face heats just remembering it. But what's sharper in my mind is this morning Dante punching a guy in the face. Hearing that jerk call me names and spit garbage about me and Dante had been humiliating, sure, but did it really justify breaking his nose? The violence unsettles me, but at the same time, the way Dante stepped in, like I was worth protecting at any cost, made me feel hot all over. I've never had anyone fight for me like that. Still, it wasn't long ago that Dante himself was the one I needed protection from. He's still an ass my ass now, apparently, because I said yes. I agreed to be Dante Romano's boyfriend after only a few days of knowing him. After only a few days of being with him. Maybe I'm losing my mind. So let me get this straight, Nathan says later, staring at me like I've dropped a grenade into his lap. Dante saved you from a car accident you don't fully understand. You two hooked up, then hooked up again at his place. He asked you to be his boyfriend, and this morning he straight up punched a guy because he called you names. Yeah, I admit. I leave out the darker details about Dante's family, but Nathan gets the outline. Ethan, that's a lot. In a few days. He leans back, eyebrows raised. I know, I groan, burying my face in my hands. That's why I needed to talk to you. He exhales. Dude. I get it. Falling fast happens. But Dante. He's dangerous. He is, I whisper, lifting my head again. But he also protected me. Twice now. No one's ever done that for me before. Nathan studies me for a long moment. His face isn't judgmental, it's worried. He's dark, he's intense, and yeah, kind of an asshole. That's hot, sure. But long term. You really know him like that? My throat tightens. Maybe not. But I want to. I think I already see more of him than most people do. Man, you sound gone already, Nathan says, though not unkindly. And Lena, I cared about Lena, I cut in, more sharply than I intend. Not in the way she needed, maybe, but I did. Nathan holds up his hands. I know. I just don't want you jumping into something reckless because this is your first time with a guy. That messes with your head. Maybe, I admit softly. But this feels bigger than that. I'm scared, Nathan. But I'm even more scared of losing him. Nathan's expression softens. Then you already have your answer. Try, or regret it forever. Just. If he hurts you, Ethan, I'll do something about it. I laugh weakly. You versus Dante. That'd be a sight. I'll try anyway, Nathan says, half serious, and it makes my chest ache with how much he cares. By the time I get home, I've ignored half a dozen texts from Dante. Not on purpose, I just don't know what to say about this morning. But of course, Dante doesn't leave things alone. He's waiting by my door, leaning against the wall with arms crossed. Are you avoiding me? He asks the second I approach. Are you stalking me? I shoot back. His head tilts. I expected to walk you home from class. You weren't there. I went to Nathan's, I say quickly. You should have told me. I didn't think about it. The tension is thick as we step inside. He takes off his jacket and I can't help watching the way his shoulders roll under his shirt. He looks restless, wound tight. I step closer and lay my hands on him, thumb brushing his collar. There could still be someone after you, he mutters. It's dangerous. I need to know where you are. Would you tell me where you go? I challenge. I'm not the one being hunted. Yes, you are. You just think you can handle it, I shoot back. His jaw tightens. You can't handle it, Ethan. You don't know what this world does to people. They planted a bomb in your car. You'd be dead if I hadn't been there. He yanks off his shirt, showing me scars still healing. My chest squeezes at the sight. Remember these. He growls. That's what happens when I keep you alive. My eyes sting. This isn't about that, I whisper. It's about this morning. You punched that guy, Dante. You looked like you enjoyed it. I did, he says simply. His honesty chills me and comforts me at the same time. I hate it and I love it. I don't hurt people who don't deserve it, but when they do. Yeah. Sometimes I want to. I should be more afraid of that than I am. Instead, I find myself whispering, a part of me liked it too. That you were furious for me. He cups my chin and forces me to look at him. Don't feel guilty about that. Not with me. I bite my lip. I don't understand your world. Or you. But I want to. His eyes soften, just slightly. But then he looks away again, pained. Tell me about your mom, I say gently, leading him to sit on my bed. He resists, but I wait. Finally, he whispers, Carolyn. She died when I was a kid. She was everything. Smarter than father, softer too. She wanted less bloodshed. She tried to save a rival's child. Father let her walk into crossfire. His voice cracks, raw and jagged. I was there. I'll never forget it. I move closer, brush away his tears, wrap my arms around him. I'm sorry, I whisper. I swore I'd never let anyone I love get caught like that, he chokes. Not you. Never you. I hold him tighter. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. Something inside him breaks open. He drags me into his lap, clings to me like he's drowning. You're mine. No one touches you. No one takes you. I kiss him, tasting his tears. It's messy, desperate, nothing like before. He's shaking under me, and I'm trembling too. What do you need? I whisper. You. Just you. I need to feel you, Ethan. To know you're real. I press my hands over his scars, his warmth, his strength. You have me. And then we're falling into each other, not with force or games this time, but with need. Clothes hit the floor, hands clutch skin, and the kiss never breaks for long. There's no power struggle, only surrender, only two broken edges trying to fit together. The room fills with heat and breath and the creak of the bed, with gasps that blur into groans, with whispered names. It's dizzying and raw and beautiful. Not rushed. Not about release. Just closeness, fire, and the ache of finally letting someone all the way in. When it breaks, it's not with violence, but with trembling quiet, the both of us wrapped around each other, hearts racing, sweat dampening the sheets. Dante's head presses to my chest, and I hold him like he's the only thing in the world that matters. You have me, I whisper again before sleep drags me under.
Chapter 14. Dante. I'm not sure what time it is when I wake beside Ethan. The room is pitch black except for the thin slant of moonlight through the cheap blinds. At some point in my sleep, I must have rolled onto my side and pulled him against me. My head feels heavy, my face still sticky with dried tears. It isn't the only discomfort I feel, but somehow that's the one that cuts through the fog first. The silence is thick. I know he's awake, he always snores softly when he's truly out, and right now he's too still. I feel his eyes on me in the darkness. Tell me about your mother, I murmur. My voice cracks from sleep and grief, barely louder than our breathing. He shifts, his bare skin brushing mine as his fingers trail slowly up my arm. My family isn't that interesting compared to yours, he whispers, voice low and heavy with drowsiness. I nudge his cheek with my nose until he hums, soft and warm. I want to know anyway, Ethan Moore. His legs tangle further with mine, and when he sighs against my chest, the sound spreads through me like a bomb. My mom's name is Annabeth. Anne, really? She hates being called Beth, he says. His voice carries clearly in the quiet. Why? I ask, tracing slow circles on his back. He squirms under my touch, then catches my hand and moves it to rest against his hip instead. I squeeze him there, and he hums again. Distracted? I whisper. He smacks my shoulder lightly, and I can hear his smile. Do you like being called Dan? Absolutely not. Exactly. I chuckle. Point taken. The quiet stretches again, but then he continues. She and my dad were in college when they had me. 19 and 20. Mom says they were rivals, always trying to one-up each other. According to her, she usually won. They didn't stay rivals for long, I mutter. Ethan groans softly. I try not to think about it, but, yeah. They went from enemies to something else. Dated for 6 months before she found out she was pregnant. She panicked, but my dad wasn't. He kept her grounded. They both stayed in school? I ask. He shakes his head. Dad took a break for the first year so Mom could finish. He stayed home with me. I blink in the dark. That's rare. Damn. Sounds like he's a good man. Ethan sighs. We don't always get along, but yeah. He is. He shifts again, voice softening. My grandma died around that time. My grandfather moved in, took care of me so they could work and study. He always said I looked like her. Said taking care of me made the loss easier. Sadness edges in. I kiss Ethan's temple, holding him tighter. You'll have to show me a picture sometime. He nods into my chest. Do I even want to know how your parents met? He asks. It's not as bad as you'd think, I say. They weren't rival gang leaders? He teases. I snort. No. My mom wasn't part of this world at all. She met my father on a beach while visiting a friend. They had a fling. A month later, she came back for good. Ethan nearly chokes. That's sudden. When you know, you know. My chest tightens. She loved him, flaws and all. I like to think he loved her too, before power consumed everything. It goes quiet again until Ethan's hand slides up to my face, thumb brushing my cheek. I've never felt anything like this, I whisper. Told anyone this. Cried in their arms. Let myself feel soft. He pushes my hair back, noses brushing. Me either. But you need it more than I do. I swallow hard, press my lips to his. The kiss deepens, and for a moment all I want is to lose myself in him again. But my phone buzzes violently on the floor, shattering it all. Mother F, I hiss, grabbing it. Marco's voice blares in my ear. Father wants you. Now. Family meeting. I slam the call off with a growl. Can't even get one morning. Ethan blinks at me in the glow of the screen, hair ruffled, blanket clutched around him. Family meeting, I mutter. Gotta go. He disappears into the bathroom, comes back with wipes, and without a word helps clean me up. Not out of obligation, but care. His touch is gentle, quiet, almost reverent. When he's done, I breathe, perfect. Thank you, puppy. He gives me a small smile, but his eyes are sad. When will I see you again? I smirk, pulling on my shirt. When do you want me? As soon as possible. I kiss his forehead. Then that's when. The mansion is suffocating as usual. Father, cigar in hand, the others circling him like planets. The entire meeting is about Ethan, about me. Is that boy really worth it? He asks flatly. I don't hesitate. Yeah. He is. The arguments rage, Tanya, Barry, Marco all weighing in. My father sees Ethan as weakness, leverage. They think he's just a fling. I snarl at them all. He's not a fling. If you bothered talking to me, you'd know. Barry sneers, Tanya scolds, Marco mocks. Yvette, to my surprise, speaks sense. If Nicholas wants proof, what would make him believe it's serious? Father's answer, the ritual. And before I can stop myself, I say it, he will. Ethan will pledge himself. To me, to this family. Their disbelief hangs in the air. But I don't care. I know what I want. Later, back in Ethan's apartment, I sit on his couch, a cigarette burning between my fingers. He watches me, nervous. What did your father say? That I better be serious about you, I mutter. And are you? I look him dead in the eye. 100%. I'm not letting them hurt you, Ethan. The talk turns darker, innocent grieving children, my father's threats. Ethan's eyes glisten, and his voice cracks when he says, you don't want them to die. I know you don't. I can't answer out loud. He already knows. Then he leans in, takes the smoke from my lips, and kisses me. Our mouths meet, smoke passing between us in soft exhales, dissolving in the air around us. His body is warm against mine, his arms firm around my neck. The kiss turns hungry, desperate, the kind that blots out the world. And just as I think I'll lose myself entirely, I pull back, panting. No. Ethan, I need you, forever. Do the ritual with me. Pledge yourself to my family. Bind yourself to me in blood.
Chapter 15. Ethan. I stare at Dante, still straddling his lap, my heart racing. Did you actually just say what I think you said? My voice comes out uneven, my breath catching. Dante's arms tighten around me, warm and solid. His dark eyes bore into mine as he repeats, pledge yourself to me and my family. Then they'll accept you, and you'll be safe forever. Heat flushes through me, but not just from the closeness. Fear prickles along my spine. The weight of his words presses down heavier than his arms. My throat dries. Dante, I can't. His grip loosens just slightly. His jaw ticks. Why? It's too soon, I admit quietly. I'm not ready. I'm scared. You've got nothing to be afraid of, Angel, he whispers, brushing a lock of hair back from my face. I want you to be mine. In all ways. I know. My chest aches with conflict. I'm just not ready yet. For a tense moment, I fear he won't accept that. But then his gaze drops to my lips, then lifts again, softened. I'll wait. As long as it takes. Relief floods me, and I lean my forehead against his. I've never felt like this before, but I don't want to rush. Not when your father's threatening you. I don't want us to be about that. As long as I have you, Dante murmurs, nothing else matters. You have me, I whisper. A blood pact doesn't make it more meaningful. To my family, it does, he replies, bristling. And to you? I ask. His silence stings. But then he pulls me close again, his palm warm against my back, and I shiver at the simple contact. My crow, I whisper, my voice trembling with both fear and devotion. My angel, he answers. The rest of the night blurs in heat and quiet surrender. No words, only closeness. The world fades until it's just the two of us, holding on like we'll never let go. The next 2 weeks pass faster than I expect. Exams close in, grueling as ever, but it's easier with Dante at my side. Somehow, the man everyone fears is patient with me, even when we're bent over textbooks instead of tangled in each other. Actually, my father put a boot in my ass to focus on school, Dante admits when I tease him about studying. I glance over my shoulder from my desk where I'm typing. And you listened? I'm shocked. Yeah, well, it was that or have him and all my teachers breathing down my neck. Plus, if I pass, the sooner I'm out of here. He flips a page with exaggerated annoyance. I smirk. So it has nothing to do with me. He shoots me that look, the one that says he'd rather toss the books aside and pull me into bed. I didn't say that. My face burns, but I laugh softly. Honestly, it's been nice. Even the studying. Nathan used to be my main partner for cramming, but lately he's seemed distant. Still, I don't dwell on it too much. Not when Dante is here every day, a steady, intimidating, intoxicating presence. But not everything is steady. Not with the negotiations. It's not looking good, Dante mutters one night, tossing his pen aside. My chest tightens. Which means the chances of you getting hurt are high. If my father decides to break the door down and leave no one alive, yeah. His tone is flat, but his shoulders are tense. Can't you get the kids out before that? I plead. Doing that could cause the whole thing to collapse. I crawl across the bed to him. Then let me help. No. His tone is final. I bristle. There has to be something I can do. There isn't. And even if there was, my father would never allow it. You're not bound. I'm part of you, I insist. My voice cracks. Doesn't that matter? He doesn't answer. My heart twists painfully. I'm your boyfriend. Isn't that enough? His jaw works, his eyes hard. What does that even mean, Ethan? We don't go out in public. No one knows except Nathan. You don't want anyone to. So what does it mean? My chest burns. I'm still figuring it out. You've had years to know who you are. I've barely had weeks. Do you really expect me to have it all figured out already? I don't, he says, quieter now. But if you want to be part of my world, you can't unless you're bound. That's the reality. Bound to them. I whisper. Or to you. His silence is answer enough. Frustration boils over. Don't pressure me. I'm not, he snaps back. I'm telling you how it is. Maybe I don't want to be part of it. The words burst out before I can stop them. Shock flashes in his eyes. Then he steadies himself. Then maybe you shouldn't be. The bottom drops out of my stomach. Dante, I didn't mean maybe you need space, he says. His voice is too calm. Too cold. Relief flickers until he adds, without me. My chest caves in. What? No. I don't want you gone, I just need time, but he's already shaking his head, already grabbing his bag. Dante, wait, he turns at the door. His face is unreadable, his voice like steel. Figure out what you want, Ethan. But I'm not gonna be your secret anymore. Then he's gone. The silence he leaves behind crushes me. I sink to the edge of my bed, staring at nothing, before the weight breaks me. I collapse onto my side, choking on sobs, the sheet still smelling like him. Minutes blur into hours. The ache in my chest is unbearable. It feels worse than any breakup I've had before. Worse than losing Lena. Worse than anything. I cry until exhaustion drags me under. When I wake, my face is sticky with tears, my heart still raw. I can't stay in the room. It smells too much like him. Nathan picks me up. We eat fried chicken in the car, the grease grounding me in a world that feels like it's shattering. I can't believe it's over, I admit, wiping my face. Nathan frowns. What happened? I hesitate, then spill it. The Mafia, the blood ritual, everything. He stares. The Mafia. Jesus, Ethan. No wonder. I should want nothing to do with him, I whisper. But I can't stop. I'm terrified of losing him. Maybe I already have. Nathan listens, wide-eyed but calm. I confess the truth before I can stop myself. I think I'm falling in love with him. His fry drops onto the seat. Already. I know, I whisper. But I feel like I've been waiting my whole life for him. Nathan shakes his head, then sighs. So it's about the ritual. Yeah. To him, that's commitment. To me. It feels terrifying. He studies me. Think of it like this. If he were Catholic and wanted a traditional wedding, would you do that? I blink. Yeah. I guess I would. Same thing, then. It's weird, sure. Darker. But maybe it's just their tradition. His words ease some of the ache. But the hole in my chest doesn't close completely. I don't even know if he'll talk to me again, I admit. Nathan squeezes my shoulder. That guy is obsessed with you. He'll be back. I cling to that hope, even as the fear lingers.
Chapter 16. Dante. What the hell? 3 days since I stormed out of Ethan's apartment, and I still can't wrap my head around it. 1 second I wanted to throw him on the bed and forget the world, the next we were fighting, and then I walked out. Why? After all I did to get him to see me, to admit what he wanted, to give himself to me, I just left? Told him to figure it out? And yet, even now, I still believe it. If he won't do the ritual, then he can't fight this fight with me. That's the truth. But God, I hate being away from him. Does this mean it's over? It felt final. But did I end it? Did he? Or was it mutual? I've been distracting myself for days, ignoring my phone. Hoping maybe Ethan would text me. But if he comes back, he comes back. That was the point of telling him to decide, wasn't it? If I matter, he'll let me know. Still, the thought of him never calling again tears through me. Could I really just let him go? The only man I've ever wanted in ways beyond lust and pain? I slam my fists against the steering wheel, leaning forward until my forehead rests against it. Idiot, I growl. I don't even know if I mean him or me. It hurts more than I thought I was capable of hurting. After everything I've done, everything I've seen, I thought I was numb. Turns out I'm not. Turns out I can still feel. And it's agony. I stare through the windshield at the looming mansion. 2 paths stretch before me. I could drive to Ethan's place, watch him from a distance, torture myself with the sight of him. Or, I could drive somewhere else. Somewhere familiar. Somewhere numb. Cowardice wins. The house in downtown Montcove looks innocent enough from the outside. Lights shine through the curtains, a porch light flicks on as I pull in. I don't knock, I don't need to. Well? Mr. Romano, Adrian drawls from the porch, cigarette dangling between his fingers. You know I hate that, I mutter as I climb the steps. I know. His smirk is infuriating, his rusty red hair ruffled by the breeze. What do you want, Dante? I need you. The words taste bitter. He eyes me, then gestures me inside. Could have called. That would have given me time to think. Adrian rolls up his sleeves, stepping closer. His eyes are too close in color to Ethan's, but not close enough. His presence is familiar, not comforting. I shed my jacket, careless, until he picks it up and hangs it properly. His fingers trail the back of my neck. I shiver, but it's wrong. Don't toy with me, I growl. Just. Foreplay is half the fun, he snaps back, then closes the space between us. Heat flashes, old patterns, old habits. Our mouths crash, hands tugging, the couch catching us as we fall into it. It should be everything I want, distraction, release, oblivion. But every sound, every touch, Every reminder of him only makes Ethan burn brighter in my head. I remember his lips, his voice whispering my name. His body pressed against mine in the safe house. Adrian is eager beneath me, but the spark isn't there. My body refuses. My heart refuses. Fucking stop, I whisper, pushing myself off him. My chest heaves, my hands tremble. What is it? He pants, flushed and waiting. I broke up with my boyfriend, I spit out, voice raw. And I can't stop thinking about him. The pity in Adrian's eyes twist the knife. Sweetheart, I didn't even know you had one. I thought you were still all about casual. Don't talk to me like that. My tone sharpens into a blade. He sighs, folds his arms. Then why come here? Because I thought it'd make it stop. But you're not him? Not even close, he mutters. Then, coolly, if you're not going to go through with this, get out of my house. Gladly. The door slams behind me. Another bridge burned. Another mistake. You seriously thought running back to one of your old professors would fix this? Tessa asks, arms crossed as I stand in her kitchen. I glare. It's worked before. She shakes her head. Casual flings don't fix a broken heart. Trust me. I scoff. You're 19 and already getting married. What do you know about heartbreak? She blushes, then admits softly, you remember Nadine, my math tutor? We were together for 6 months. Nobody knew. When it ended, I thought my world collapsed. I tried moving on the same way you just did. It didn't help. It only made me feel worse. I grunt, sipping my coffee, surviving on caffeine and bitterness. I couldn't even go through with it. Then maybe that tells you something, she says gently. I slam the cup down harder than I intend. I can't stop thinking about him. Of course not. You messed up, Dante. He's the one who doesn't understand the ritual. He didn't grow up like us, she counters. You've lived this world your whole life. He hasn't. To him, it's terrifying, not tradition. And to him, you basically said if he doesn't go through with it, he'll never truly be yours. Her words pierce deeper than I want to admit. Maybe the ritual isn't as important as you think, she presses. Our family's traditions are already changing. Maybe you're the one who can change this too. I look away, my chest aching. It's all I've ever known. Then decide what matters more, the tradition, or him. Silence. My throat burns. Finally, I mutter, he matters more. I need him. Her hand lands on my arm. Then tell him that. Yvette appears, tired but affectionate, wrapping Tessa in her arms. Can I have my wife back now? Future wife, I correct. Future wife, Tessa echoes, giggling into Yvette's shoulder. I down my coffee, ignoring the sting in my throat. All right. I'll leave you two alone. Tell him that. It echoes in my head as I sit in my car at 2 a.m, parked outside Ethan's apartment. His windows are dark. He's probably asleep. I should be relieved. Instead, I ache. I want to scream, to break down in his arms. But I can't. I won't. So I sit there. Every night. Exams, errands, negotiations with the Grievans, none of it matters. At the end of the day, I always end up here, staring at his window as the snow piles on the sill. A sharp knock on my passenger window nearly makes me jump. Mother F, I cut off when I see Marco's face. The last person I want to deal with. Still, I unlock the door. He slides in, rubbing his hands together. So this is where you've been hiding out? Sitting here like some creep? Jesus, Dante. Don't worry about it, I mutter. He shakes his head. If you want him back, go get him back. But this? Sitting here night after night? Pathetic. You're Dante Romano. Act like it. I grind my teeth. He's right. But I don't admit it. What's the update? I snap instead. The deal is done, he says simply. My head whips toward him. The Grievans agreed? Yeah. But not everyone's happy. Some of them split, breaking away from the family. Damn it. My head falls back against the seat. Yeah, Marco agrees. Which means one thing. Trouble, I mutter.
Chapter 17. Ethan. Exams. Somehow, they're easier than they've ever been. I throw myself into reading, into writing, into solving problems because the second I stop focusing, I think of Dante. And when I think of him, I break. I rant at Nathan, or worse, I cry. So exams become a refuge. But at night, when the apartment is silent and the TV's glow finally dies, it's just me and the emptiness he left behind. I can't sleep in my bed. It still smells like him. I curl up on the couch instead, restless, aching, wishing I could just go to him. Wishing I had the courage to say. If it matters that much, we'll figure out the ritual. I don't care. I just want you. But I don't. I just stare at my phone, thumb hovering over his name, paralyzed by fear. By now, I should accept it's over. But I can't. It's late morning on Saturday. Finals are over, yet I'm still stuck on the couch, staring at nothing. My phone buzzing across the coffee table jolts me. I think it's Nathan. It isn't. It's my mom. My chest seizes. Christmas plans, broken promises, things I've never told them, things I should have told them. I almost let it ring out. But in the end, I can't. Hey, Mom, I murmur. You sound awful. Are you eating? Drinking water? Her voice is so full of love it hurts. I lie, of course, say I'm just tired from exams. She doesn't buy it. She never does. She brings up Lena, how sweet she was, how she can't believe it didn't work out. I go silent. Then she says what she always says. I'll meet another nice girl soon. No, I say, sharper than I mean to. Yes, you will. Your father already has someone in mind, Mom. Stop. That's not going to happen. Why not? I cover my face with my free hand. My heart hammers so hard I think she can hear it. There's something I need to tell you, but I'm scared. A pause. Then. Ethan, she isn't pregnant, is she? What? No. I almost choke. Relief floods her laugh. But mine doesn't come. My throat burns. My hands tremble. Mom. I whisper. Then I force it out. I'm gay. Silence. Endless silence. My stomach knots until I want to be sick. Then, softly. Well. When I think about it. It makes sense. I blink. It does. We never worried about you and girls in high school. And you were always so close with Nathan. I blush furiously. Nathan has nothing to do with this. All right. So you're gay. That's fine. Your father will just be disappointed he can't set you up with his coworker's daughter. My voice cracks. You're not angry. Angry. No. I would never be angry with you, Ethan. You're my son. Love is love. Whoever you choose, I just want you happy. The tears come hot and fast. I can't stop them. Mom. My voice breaks. She hushes me gently, promising my dad won't be upset either. Then she blurts out something that leaves me reeling about how she and Dad have added a third to their relationship. I sputter, horrified, and she laughs. See? You're not the only one rewriting the rules. I groan, wiping my face. Too much information. Fine. Just don't make out in my kitchen with your new boyfriend. The word lands like a lightning strike. Boyfriend. I whisper it, shaking. I don't think that's going to happen this year. But she hears the truth anyway. So you do have someone. Had, I correct weakly. I messed it up. What's his name? Dante, I whisper, shutting my eyes. Dante Romano. But there's more. His family, I tell her everything. Not every bloody detail, but enough. The Romano name, the danger, the rival families. How I was targeted. How Dante saved me. My words tumble fast and uneven, but they're true. She exhales hard. Good Lord, Ethan. I didn't mean to fall into it. But Mom. He makes me feel safe. Wanted. Like I was always supposed to know him. Her silence is different this time, gentle, thoughtful. Dangerous as it sounds, I know what that feeling is like. It's how I fell for your father. I don't understand all this mafia business, but I know love when I hear it. So why aren't you with him? I can't answer. Not really. My tears answer for me. Finally, I manage. It's complicated. But I need to fix it. Her voice softens further. Then fix it. You've been teaching me new things since the day you were born. You'll figure this out, too. I love you, I whisper. And I love you. Always. Tell your father when you're ready. The second we hang up, determination replaces fear. I shower, dress fast, and grab my coat. Step 1. The campus coffee shop. 2 coffees. 2 muffins. The way it all started. Then I'll ride across town and face him. But I don't make it that far. Snow swirls so thick I can barely see, my breath fogging the icy air as I juggle the drinks and bag. My cheeks sting. My gloves slip against my phone as I shove it into my pocket. And then pain. A sharp hot crack to the back of my skull. My vision blurs as the coffees explode across the ground. I collapse onto the pavement, my hand coming away wet when I reach for my head. Help, I manage weakly, though my voice is swallowed by the storm. Another blow crashes into my back, sending fire down my arm. I hit the asphalt face first, gasping, bracing for more. It never comes. Instead gurgling. A heavy thud. The weight of someone collapsing beside me. Then footsteps crunching through the snow. A hand on my back. "Don't move, Ethan. Please don't move." Dante's voice. Shaken, desperate. More desperate than I've ever heard it. My body sags with relief. "Dante." I breathe. He presses something warm against my head, his jacket, maybe. His scent surrounds me, grounding me even as the world fades. "God, Ethan, I'm so sorry," he chokes out. "This is all my fault." And no. I try to answer, but my eyes are already closing. Arms scoop me up, holding me against him. Strong, frantic, unyielding. "Stay with me. Please. I love you." And then everything goes dark. Chapter 19 Dante. Dante. Even in the haze between consciousness and dreams, all I can think of is him. He saved me. Again. I need to see him. I need to touch him. I need to know I'm alive and that he's here with me. My heart beats slow and steady, echoed by the strange robotic beep around me. Hospital. Lights. Voices. A blur of faces. My mother's hand on mine. And then Dante. His name leaves my lips before I even realize it. He's there, close, steadying me as I try to sit up. I reach for him, and when our eyes lock, everything else falls away. Hours blur into visits, questions, Nathan's anger, Lena's shock. But none of it matters once I've said the words. I love him. It spills out of me, raw and trembling. The truth I've been holding back for too long. And when Dante hears it when he asks me, almost disbelieving I repeated, louder this time. Dante, I love you. His hands clasp mine, strong and shaking. I love you too, Ethan. I can't lose you. For the first time since the attack, I feel safe. Whole. Like I've been returned to where I belong. Recovery is slow. Pain, therapy, restless nights. Sometimes Dante holds me through the worst of it, whispering reassurances into my hair. Sometimes it's just a phone call in the dead of night, his voice deep and rough, reminding me I'm his. By January, I'm walking steadier. By February, I'm ready. The Romano family mansion is alive with firelight and shadows the night Dante leads me inside. Snow falls heavy outside, but inside it's heat and ritual and expectation. I'm dressed in white linen, bare from the waist up, scars exposed for all to see. Dante stands across from me, equally bared, his eyes burning into mine. I kneel before him. Nothing else exists but us. The ritual begins, vows spoken, words repeated, binding me not only to him, but to his family. Blood mingles, pain sharp and fleeting, and then Dante's mouth is warm against my chest, sealing the moment with something deeper than tradition. When my lips touch his cut, I taste him, and the world tilts. My loyalty isn't just sworn, it's lived, bone deep. The ceremony ends, but Dante doesn't let me go. His hands find me, his mouth claims me, and the people watching blur into irrelevance. I cling to him, breathless, trembling, needing more. I'm yours, I whisper against his lips. You're mine, he vows. The crowd disperses, leaving us to the silence of a candlelit room. A bed waits, prepared for us, and when the door closes, it's just us. Dante pulls me close. His voice is low, rough. I need you. Heat floods through me, and I can only answer the same. Take me. What happens after is ours alone. The press of his body, the taste of his kiss, the desperate way he holds me like I'll vanish if he lets go. Every barrier between us burns away until there's nothing but heat, breath, and the sound of our hearts racing in unison. In that bed, with candlelight flickering against the walls, I give myself to him completely. And he to me. Later, when the world is quiet again and I'm wrapped in his arms, Dante whispers against my skin, voice breaking. I love you. I close my eyes, tears slipping free, and hold him tighter. I love you, too, Dante. And this time, nothing can take that away from us. Epilogue. 5 years later. Dante, you got him? I ask Ethan as I shove the car keys into my pocket. He grumbles behind me, nearly buried under the pile of gifts. I got them, don't worry about it. I turn and laugh at the sight. He's carrying a stack far too large for one person. If you insist, but if you break Mom's gift. I'm telling her. Oh, well, that's one way to treat your husband, Ethan shoots back, his grin sharp even with boxes stacked under his chin. I walk over and grab a couple off the top. The driveway of his parents' house is freshly shoveled, though the snow is already falling thick again. You're the one insisting on carrying everything, I remind him. As if I'd really let you. Hey, give those back. Ethan follows me up the walk, mock glare in place. Before we reach the porch, the front door swings open. My boys. Anne beams, stepping aside. Richard, Greg, the boys are here. I stomp snow from my boots, Ethan copying, before we step inside. Hey, let us get those for you, Richard says, moving forward. Greg, his partner, takes the top boxes from our arms with ease. Goodness, you didn't have to bring so many presents. We absolutely did. 3 new babies in the family, Ethan reminds her proudly. I help Ethan peel off his gloves and hat, brushing his hair flat with my hand. He smirks when I pull my own off. What? I ask. Your hair. You could help me with it. Nah. He leans up to kiss my nose, but his hand is already raking through it anyway. Anne giggles. Oh, you two are so cute. Come on, there's hot cocoa ready, Greg says, returning from stashing gifts. Ethan slides his cold hand into mine, and I tangle our fingers as we follow. He needs it, he's freezing, I say. Our boy's always been sensitive to the cold, Anne agrees, bustling to the counter. The kitchen is alive with scents of rosemary, butter, and chocolate. Richard pulls something from the oven, and Ethan beams as he hugs Anne. "Ah," he hisses softly when he pulls back. "Your shoulder, honey?" she asks, worried. "I'm okay. The cold makes it worse sometimes," Ethan admits. I sigh. "Told you we should have brought the heat pack." "We have one," Richard offers. Ethan shakes his head. "Not right now. Can we just settle in?" His voice is tired but warm. "Of course." Anne sets mugs of cocoa before us. We settle in the living room. I wrap my arm around Ethan, and he snuggles close enough that the rest of the world fades. He smells like cold air, coffee, and everything I can never get enough of. "So, how's school?" Anne asks. "Saved by the mother-in-law." "Good. Really exhausting, but good," I say. "Think it's worth it?" Greg asks. "Moving up from EMT." "Yeah. I like being an EMT, but I want something more." "Med school isn't easy," Anne comments. "Especially while working." Ethan rests his head on my shoulder. "Yeah, he works long hours. But I wouldn't trade him for anyone." Richard grins. "My son, team lead in a lab. And my son-in-law, soon to be a doctor. We're proud of you both." Warmth rises in my chest. Ethan pats my thigh, grounding me. "Why yeah. Thank you," I manage. "Still not used to how open they are," Ethan teases. "After 5 Christmases, you'd think you would be," Greg chuckles. Laughter fills the room, and Ethan and I share a glance, private and knowing. As more family pours in, the house swells with noise and joy. For a fleeting moment, I'm just a man on a couch with the person I love, cocoa in hand, surrounded by family. And I wouldn't trade it for anything.
5 years later. "Ethan. Where's Dante?" I ask Mom. The house is overflowing. Family upstairs, cousins darting around with cookies, kids shrieking downstairs. "I think I saw him head down to the basement," she says. "Grab a tub of Cool Whip while you're down there." "Got it." I kiss her cheek before weaving through the chaos. "Want a cookie?" my little cousin Lily asks, holding one up. "No thanks." "Why don't you eat it?" She frowns. "I want to share it." I frown back. Then share it with Joseph." She gasps, bouncing. "Okay." After fielding 2 more conversations about work and marriage, I finally make it downstairs. Dad and Greg are playing pool, kids are crowded on the couch with Uno cards, and there, by the freezer chest, is Dante, flipping his old silver lighter. "I know that look," I say. "What look?" he asks, not even glancing up. "The one where you wish you still smoked." I pluck the lighter from his hand. "Why do you keep this?" "It's sentimental." He reaches for it. "I know, but every time I see it, I think I'll have to talk you down." He sighs. "I'm just thinking." I slide next to him, shoulder to shoulder. "About what?" "Everything. Where I was, where I am. I'm still working in the family, but I'm happier. Because of you." My chest warms. There are family, Dante. And you're the reason you're here. You're the one working your ass off in school, in the family, at work. His hand slides into mine, firm. "Still. You changed my life." I squeeze back. "You changed mine too? Don't even try to argue." He chuckles. "We're married. We own a place. We've built a life together." "We have," I whisper, leaning closer. "And I love it. Just like I love you." He smirks, kissing me once, then again, softer. "Can't wait to get to the hotel tonight," he murmurs. Heat rushes through me, just like it always has with him. "Oh, yeah?" I tease. Break in that bed." He squeezes my hand. I blush but grin. "Maybe we can sneak out early. I'll hold you to that." We kiss again until the crack of a pool stick and my father's swearing breaks us apart. "Why aren't you playing?" I ask. "Last time I broke a cue," Dante reminds me. I laugh. "Still owe them a new one." We drift back upstairs hand in hand, his sweater rumpled, his hair a mess, and my heart so full I could burst. Mom catches us in the kitchen. Did you get the whipped cream? I pause, eyes widening. Ah, shit.
Thank you for listening to Master of Pain. This story means the world to me, and I'm so grateful you've joined me on Dante and Ethan's journey. If you enjoyed this audiobook, please take a moment to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps support the channel and lets me know you'd like more stories like this. And don't forget to share it with anyone you think might enjoy a mix of passion, danger, and devotion. Until next time, thank you again for listening.